You also talk about like why it can be bad to go viral.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, just answer that question and then we'll go.
Yeah, I mean, it in multiple ways. Like, it depends. Like, sometimes the video that goes viral, like, you don't want it to go viral. You don't want to be known for that thing. But also, I feel like it, like, sometimes creates, like, a fear. Like, I don't know. Like, have you gone viral and, like, gotten stressed about it or something?
Well, something that happened to me was like when TikTok was really popular, I got on TikTok. At the time, I wasn't doing short form. So I made vlogs on YouTube. And I did a one-off video on YouTube where I said, like trying stand-up comedy. And so I went and I tried stand-up comedy. And for a vlog, it was fine. It was just one of many number of things I did. But then I put the clip on TikTok and of doing stand-up comedy, and it like went viral. I don't know, like 100K views.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing I ever posted on that account ever did good again.
Yeah.
And it could just be an excuse because I don't want to be like the person who's like, oh, I got shadow banned or whatever. But all I kept thinking was like, it put me in the stand-up comedy, and I don't do that.
Yeah.
So I literally will never have content for this ever again. So I'm like, I kind of learned that, but I actually thought of a really interesting analogy, which is that, I don't know if you were ever younger, if you ever liked a boy or, I remember like when I was less confident, I liked a girl and I would try to be what I think they would like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh my gosh, I like this girl so much and she's into X, Y, Z. And I'm like, okay, well now I'm going to be into X, Y, Z. Or every time I'm with her, I'm going to try to like be this version of myself so that she'll like me. And as I got older, I was like, that is so bad because, well, one, it almost never works. But two, if it does work, then you're just like convincing a girl or a partner to fall in love with someone who's not you. So it's like now you're in a relationship, but you can't be yourself. It's like in your traps.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so similar to what you're saying with content, which is that if you're making content that you think your audience will like, first of all, that's not a good strategy. But even if it works, like when people recreate Mr. Beast videos and they're like, I gave my friends $500 to buy out each vending machine, but you know they're not passionate about that, but they do it because they think it works. It's like, even if it does work, it's almost like the worst case scenario because now you're entrapped to making content that it's like, I go back to like, so many people join the content world because they don't want a 9-to-5.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you entrap yourself into a type of content you don't like, they don't realize that like content creating can be much harder than a 9-to-5. And if you're doing it for something you don't like, then it's like, it's worse, in my opinion. Sorry, I just dropped so much on you, but that analogy is like what I've been.
Wait, that metaphor was really good about like kind of pretending to be someone that you're not. And like, it's like you could like starting right off the bat, even with like a fresh new account, like actually I get asked a lot by people like even just like friends or who want to get like on social media or people online will ask too, but like they'll ask me like if they think they should make a new account or something for like a new TikTok account or a new Instagram account for like a specific kind of content or something. And my answer is always yes, not because of like some algorithmic whatever trick or anything, but fully for their own like mental like relationship with their social media account. If you're like questioning your content because it's like, ugh, it's not stand-up comedy, no one's gonna care anymore, like I'm shadow banned or like whatever, or you're even like, for some people, like self-conscious about who's following you, like all your friends know about your account and stuff, like then at the end of the, like just make a new one and start fresh and like start with a base like set for yourself of I'm gonna share what I actually like care to share about myself and about like whatever I want to talk about. Well,
you know what's interesting that you say is it's actually a similar thing that I've been trying to do with the podcast is you say try to make a count that, correct me on the way you say it, but you say try to make content that works with the least amount of decorating. So it's like if you're taking advice from someone like Mr. Beast or whatever, they're going to be like, remove every dead second of content, add jumpy subtasks, play to people's ADHD. And I've always felt, or actually, I don't want to say I've always felt, but recently I've felt that it's like you can trick people into watching your content.
Yeah.
But do those people really care about you? And something I really like that you do is that so many people, when they give social media advice, they talk about the platform, the rules, the tricks, but you talk so much about like the mentality behind it. Like how am I the content rather than like how can I trick people? So yeah, I don't know what the question is here, but I guess I'm just could you touch more on like non-decorated content?
Yeah, totally. I think it's like, I like the distinction that you just made, because like I do so strongly believe, and maybe this is just because a lot of what I share online, it's not strategically, like it's really just the stuff that's on my mind as I'm learning to create stuff as well, right? It's like realizing like the mentalities that I've been like putting forth or needing to get rid of and stuff like that. But I really do think it starts so much with the person themselves and like what they want to share and how they want to share and their taste. Like when it comes to the decoration, that's a taste thing. Like some people are great at storytelling in a decorated way and like create, like their intention is to make like this dramatic reality TV show in a way where like something like plot twists and everything like that, and they want to make an entertaining video. That's fine for them. They like for someone like that though, like I would say like a higher number is needed to like a higher follower count is kind of needed to like kind of create like a more influential base, because it's easier to get reach that way if you're like, am I making sense? Like,
is what you're saying
like their influence is a bit,
I think because you're playing to people's ADHD, you're going to get more followers who are just following for the content for you.
Exactly.
It's like, if I get a follower and someone's sitting through an hour-long podcast where I make no cuts than anything, the value of my follower is probably more valuable than if I just had some super highly edited podcast reel that's... and that's why I've chosen not to, like if you look at my reels, I've chosen not to go with the editor route. Like a lot of people are paying editors in, I don't know, the Philippines or Indonesia to like make these. And I'm like, I know those get more followers, but do those followers care about what I'm doing?
Right.
But I don't know if it's right, because maybe having like more reach and then just like giving the people with more reach an opportunity to become like fans of the slow content, maybe that would be better. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's why like it all depends on like a person's like I don't know what they're trying to get out of their content, you know?
Yeah.
Like in terms of the non-decoration, like the way I view my own content in a way is like I pretty much, honestly, I'm getting, like I was just talking to Seraphine about this, I'm getting like to a point where I do want to be a bit more strategic with the like stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the way I've done it thus far is like I have to be really compelled to speak on whatever I'm talking about, and I just like capture that energy. So like I don't really edit anything. I record fully in TikTok's app, and then I like will just like chop up some silences, add captions through TikTok, and then add maybe a title. Like I can like start and finish a video in like 15 minutes or something and just post it. That part isn't the creation part to me. The creation part for my videos is way more ruminating on what I'm going to talk about, getting in that like specific energy I need to be in to like deliver it in a way. So like, I don't know, it's like to each their own. Like some people are great at like writing a meticulous script, like, and then performing it. I'm not. I would much rather like speak candidly, and that attracts a different kind of audience and attracts like maybe people that are more interested in hearing me talk specifically as opposed to like hearing me on a voiceover or something, if that makes sense. But like, yeah, you kind of like attract whatever you're putting out. So
no, I mean, it definitely makes sense. There's two thoughts that come to mind. One is that Max Reisinger, is one of the founders of Creator Camp. He talks about this idea of echolocation, which is like submarines. So they go through the water and they shoot out sound waves, and then based on how the sound waves come back, I don't know, it tells them something about the map of the water. But it's like, he says you do a similar thing when you create content, is like you're shooting out what you believe in and what you care about, and then you attract an audience that believes and cares about those same things, which is interesting. The other thing that comes to mind is